The date was November 24th, 1971. It was the eve of Thanksgiving, and across America, families prepared for the holiday. Kitchens were bustling with activity, and homes were filled with the aroma of traditional dishes being cooked. At Portland International Airport, a man using the name Dan Cooper approached the Northwest Orient Airlines ticket counter. The airport was busy with travelers heading to their destinations for the holiday. He paid cash for a one-way ticket on Flight 305 bound for Seattle, Washington. The transaction was quick and uneventful, just another passenger buying a ticket. Cooper was unassuming in appearance and demeanor, blending in with the other passengers. He wore a business suit, carried a briefcase, and seemed like any other traveler. He boarded the Boeing 727, settled into seat 18C, and lit a cigarette, a common practice at the time. Little did anyone know he was about to etch his name into the annals of criminal history. Cooper's flight was a short one, a mere 30-minute hop north. The route was familiar to many, a quick journey between two major cities. As the plane taxied to the runway, nothing seemed amiss. The engines roared to life, and the aircraft began its journey down the runway. The other passengers settled in, anticipating their own Thanksgiving celebrations. Some read magazines, others chatted with their seatmates, all unaware of the impending drama. The flight attendants prepared for the routine service. They moved through the cabin, ensuring everything was in order for the short flight. None of them could have predicted that this ordinary flight was about to take a dramatic turn, forever changing the way we think about airline security. The events that would unfold would leave an indelible mark on aviation history. Witnesses later described Cooper as a man in his mid-40s with an average height and build, blending seamlessly into the crowd. He wore a dark suit, a crisp white shirt, and a black tie, the quintessential attire of a businessman in the 1970s. This businessman's uniform did little to distinguish him from the other passengers, making him appear just like any other traveler on the flight. Cooper appeared calm and collected, sipping a bourbon and soda as the plane climbed to cruising altitude, exuding an air of confidence and control. Shortly after takeoff, he summoned flight attendant Florence Schaffner to his seat with a polite but firm gesture. Cooper passed Schaffner a note, his face betraying little emotion, maintaining a stoic demeanor. The note contained a chilling message. He claimed to have a bomb in his briefcase and demanded $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes, a bold and audacious request. Schaffner, a seasoned flight attendant, kept her composure, her training kicking in as she processed the gravity of the situation. She followed Cooper's instructions to the letter, relaying his demands to the pilot, Captain William Scott, who then had to make critical decisions under immense pressure. The note, unfortunately, would later prove to be a crucial piece of missing evidence in the investigation, adding another layer of mystery to the already perplexing case of D.B. Cooper. Captain Scott, a veteran pilot with years of experience, found himself in an unprecedented situation. He immediately contacted air traffic control, informing them of the hijacking. The FBI was notified, and a tense standoff ensued while authorities scrambled to meet Cooper's demands. Passengers on board the flight remained largely unaware of the drama unfolding around them. Cooper, throughout the ordeal, maintained a cool and collected demeanor. He spoke in a measured tone, never raising his voice or betraying any outward signs of panic. He conversed with Schaffner, discussing his demands and the logistics of the situation. He even ordered a second bourbon and soda, seemingly unfazed by the gravity of his actions. His calm demeanor only added to the mystique surrounding him. The FBI worked quickly, gathering the ransom money and parachutes. Cooper's demands were specific. He wanted unmarked $20 bills, and he wanted the parachutes to be civilian models, not military issue. While the authorities assembled the ransom, Cooper directed the pilots to land at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. Upon landing in Seattle, Cooper allowed the 36 passengers and 2 flight attendants to disembark. He kept Schaffner, Captain Scott, and First Officer William Ratajczak on board, along with flight engineer H.E. Anderson. Cooper provided specific instructions for refueling the aircraft. He wanted enough fuel to reach Mexico City, with a refueling stop in Reno, Nevada. With the ransom money and parachutes securely on board, Cooper calmly instructed Captain Scott to take off, setting the stage for one of the most infamous hijackings in aviation history. The Boeing 727, now carrying a much lighter load after the passengers were released, climbed steadily into the night sky, its engines roaring against the backdrop of the darkened heavens. Cooper directed the pilots to fly south at a low altitude, maintaining a speed of under 200 knots, a maneuver that was both daring and precise, ensuring the plane stayed under radar detection. He also ordered the cabin to be kept unpressurized and the rear air stair lowered, creating a unique and risky situation that had never been attempted before in such a heist. Somewhere over the dense, sprawling forests of southwest Washington state, near the Oregon border, Cooper made his move, preparing for the final and most dangerous part of his plan. He instructed the flight crew to remain in the cockpit, ensuring they wouldn't interfere, and then with the rear air stair lowered, he jumped into the cold, dark night. The time was approximately 8 p.m., a moment that would be etched into the annals of history. Cooper was wearing a civilian jumpsuit provided to him by the FBI, along with the $200,000 ransom strapped securely to his body, ready for his daring escape. He vanished into the inky darkness, leaving behind a mystery that would captivate and baffle the nation, and indeed the world, for decades to come. After Cooper's daring escape, the FBI launched one of the largest manhunts in American history. Hundreds of agents scoured the rugged terrain of southwest Washington, searching for any sign of the fugitive. They were joined by local law enforcement, National Guard units, and countless volunteers, all hoping to find a trace of the elusive skyjacker. The search was hampered by the difficult terrain, dense forests, and the fact that Cooper had jumped in the dead of night during a rainstorm. Helicopters equipped with infrared sensors scanned the area, divers searched nearby lakes and rivers, and bloodhounds attempted to pick up his scent, but all efforts proved fruitless. Despite the massive search effort, no conclusive evidence of Cooper's fate was ever found. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the trail went cold. The FBI investigated thousands of leads, but none panned out. Cooper, it seemed, had vanished without a trace. The case captivated the public's imagination, spawning countless theories and speculations. Some believed that Cooper was a skilled parachutist who had planned his escape meticulously. Others speculated that he was an amateur who had perished during the jump, his body lost in the vast wilderness. The mystery of D.B. Cooper became a cultural phenomenon, inspiring books, movies, and television shows. In 1980, a significant development breathed new life into the cold case. A young boy named Brian Ingalls, playing on the banks of the Columbia River, stumbled upon a partially decomposed package containing $5,800 in $20 bills. The serial numbers matched the ransom money given to Cooper. The discovery of the money reignited public interest in the case and provided investigators with a tantalizing new clue. However, the location of the money raised more questions than it answered. It was found miles from the suspected drop zone, suggesting that Cooper may have survived the jump and disposed of the money later. The discovery, though significant, only deepened the mystery. Over the years, numerous theories have been proposed to explain Cooper's disappearance. Some believe he perished in the wilderness, while others maintain he survived the jump and lived out his days under an assumed identity. The lack of concrete evidence has fueled endless speculation. One theory posits that Cooper was a former military paratrooper, given his apparent knowledge of parachuting and aviation. Another theory suggests he was a skilled outdoorsman familiar with the rugged terrain of the Pacific Northwest. Some even believe he had an accomplice on the ground waiting to whisk him away after his daring escape. In 2016, the FBI officially suspended active investigation into the D.B. Cooper case, citing a need to focus resources on higher priority investigations. Despite this, the case remains one of the most intriguing unsolved mysteries in American history. The lack of a definitive answer has only served to fuel the public's fascination. D.B. Cooper has become a folk hero to some, a symbol of daring and ingenuity who managed to outwit the authorities. To others, he remains a criminal who hijacked a plane and terrorized innocent people. Regardless of one's perspective, the D.B. Cooper case continues to capture the imagination. D.B. Cooper's true identity and ultimate fate remain a mystery to this day. His daring hijacking, the audacious escape, and the lack of any conclusive evidence have cemented his place in American folklore. The case serves as a reminder that even in an age of advanced technology and surveillance, some mysteries may never be solved. The story of D.B. Cooper continues to fascinate, inspiring amateur sleuths and professional investigators alike. It is a tale of intrigue, daring, and the enduring power of the unknown. Until the day definitive answers emerge, D.B. Cooper will remain an enigma, his story a testament to the enduring allure of unsolved mysteries.